Hello everyone, and welcome back to Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back on the Sony PlayStation 1. I am One More Sheep yet again, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we are entering a crash in the second warp room of the game. And this level is pretty important because this is the first secret exit level we're going to be entering. We will not be completing this level on this run through, we will be returning to it at a later time, ladies and gentlemen. So don't fret, we will complete the stage. We're going to be completing this game 100%, you know, everything in the stage is just not right now. We'll just be reaching the halfway point. Now when we reach a certain point in the stage, we'll need to look for here. See these boxes? Don't miss them entirely. What you want to do is you need to jump from box to box in order to bounce onto that ominous looking platform that's right ahead of us with nothing on it. And there's no real indicator that this is a secret exit, other than the fact it's just sort of out of nowhere. It's just there. So a lot of people may get confused as to why and want to explore, but I don't know, a lot of these secret exits can be pretty damn cryptic. But as a result of going to the secret exit, we have now entered the secret warp room of the game. As you can tell, this takes place, well, this stands on top of Cortex's old destroyed fortress from the first game, and we can actually see the islands from the first game, like Insanity Beach and that one other island that Koala Kong was on, so it's pretty neat. It's a pretty neat little throwback to the original game as well, which I kind of like. But anyway, this stage by here leads us, well, if you remember the snow level in the first warp room, that hurts. Well, this is basically that. We've gone back to that snow level. The only difference is now we're on a completely different pathway, which will actually lead us directly to collect that one red gem that we sort of skipped by because, well, we couldn't jump that high. Now, there is a way to get that red gem on your first visit to the stage, so you didn't have to actually go through this hidden path, but in order to collect it, it involves some very tricky jumping that I physically can't do. I'm not good enough at controlling this game in order to make those jumps. But it is possible if you really want to try hard for it. But no, if you want my professional opinion on this, just wait until this point in the game to get hold of the red gem. You know, folks, it's not that big a deal. It's only a minor backtrack, and to be honest, if you're like me and you're doing an LP, you can just skip past the level. Because once I get the red gem, I'm going to be skipping past the level because we've seen the level all before. You know, there's nothing new from that point onwards. So, you know, I'm not going to show off things that aren't needed to be shown off, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to show off all the stages once, and I won't repeat the levels because, you know, you all have time on your hands, you know, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to spend too much of your time with useless nonsense, you know. Anyway, be careful jumping down because you can quite easily miss the crystal emerald, chaos emerald gem. Ah, my brain. It's easy to miss the gem, basically, when you're jumping down, so try and make sure you're as centered as possible. And the ice physics may screw you up. I'll talk a bit more to the ice physics when we get to the now, because there's another snow level. I thought this was a bit later in the video. Okay, now, the thing that I despise the most about Crash Bandicoot 2 is the ice physics. Now you might think, ice physics, it can't be that bad. There's ice physics in loads of games, right? They just make you move slightly more slippery. True in most games, not in Crash Bandicoot. Ice physics in Crash Bandicoot, oh god, oh my god, you lose complete traction, you know, ladies and gentlemen. So there is one trick I know that you can do to make ice platforming easier, however. You know the slide move that I've been abusing every now and then in this game? Well, you can use that because all momentum will stop from the momentum you're going and go directly to where you're aiming the slide, which can be quite helpful. But anyway, the reason why I got the red gem before coming into this level in particular is because the red gem platform is only available if you have a red gem, hence the name red gem platform. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, like I said, the ice platforming in this game is just absolutely obnoxious, and I'm not a fan of ice levels in a lot of games because I just don't like the idea of unnecessarily making the game harder to control just for the sake of it, you know, folks. It's something that's always sort of bugged me. I don't know, I don't like ice physics, I don't like ice levels. I love snow levels, but I don't like ice levels. Now, some of you might be wondering, oh, what's the difference between a snow level and an ice level? Simple. A snow level has snow. An ice level has awful controls. That's the difference between the two, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, even in, I think Sonic Lost World did the ice levels pretty damn well, because in Sonic Lost World you had a run button and stuff, and you could control pretty much perfectly if you didn't run, but that was still annoying, because then I had to sort of slowly meander about. And basic rule of thumb, I don't like ice. Ice is bad, you know. I might be cool as ice, ladies and gentlemen, but no. You'd have to be pretty cold-hearted to chuck an ice level in your game. That's all I'm really getting at, ladies and gentlemen. It's just, ugh, ice. And I hate the cold in general, you know, folks. I'm one of those whiny Europeans, because I am a whiny European, that I complain about everything. If it's too warm, I'll complain about the heat. If it's too cold, I'll complain about the lack of heat. And I'll be freezing or boiling no matter what weather, and I'll be complaining no matter what time of year it is. Like right now, I'm too boiling, but if I opened up the window to cool myself down, then I'll be too cold, and I'll just be flopping between the emotions, complaining constantly. So I don't know if anyone else is like that, because I know I just get really picky with my temperature. You know, it's rare that I'm very content with how cool and warm something is, the temperature. But I digress. Anyway, be careful of that jump. You will need to do a slide jump in order to make it down, you know, make it across. So, like I said, just use what I taught you. And if you slide off the very edge of the platform, you'll still have a split second until you drop down to jump. So, like I said, the slide, you know, I said this in part 1. The slide works on Donkey Kong Country logic, where if you slide off a platform, gravity will not take effect until the sliding animation ends. So take that to your advantage, ladies and gentlemen. Learn it, love it, breathe it, all that good jazz. Anyway, these Sonic the Hedgehog wannabes are nowhere near as useful as the Blue Blur himself. Just spin them whenever their spikes go back in, and just be careful of the spikes being out, because even if you kill them when the spike's out, it will still hurt you, no? So make sure you have at least Aku Aku if you want to be ultra risky against them. Otherwise, your patience is the key. In fact, in a lot of these stages, patience is the key. Like a lot of the time, I will just die. And it will be entirely of my own fault. I will always die because, oh, look over there. Oh, it seems to be a lovely little pit. Maybe I can speedrun across it. Alright, this will be a fantastic time for me. Oh boy. So then I'll jump across the pit, then suddenly, oh, okay. There was a crushing device. I should have waited before jumping across the pit. And then as time goes on, I get even more and more impatient as I die. And as a result, I'll die even more at earlier points. And I'm not a very patient person, ladies and gentlemen. What you would expect. I mean, I grew up with the Sonic the Hedgehog video games. Patience... I'm not good at patience. And even these Crash Bandicoot games. These Crash Bandicoot games are... They're sort of Sonic the Hedgehog in design, because... like... they're really speedrun oriented, you know. The most fun you can probably have in a Crash Bandicoot game is probably trying to blast through the levels as quick as you can, because I don't know, they have such a good flow to them, you know. Games with good flow like this, I love to speedrun. I love to go through the stage as quick as I can and reach the end as quick as possible. Now, I don't like speedrunning in a traditional sense where I have to try and get the best score, because I don't know, I never really I never seen the appeal of trying to beat someone in a race in these type of games, but just speedrunning to see, you know, just to get through the stage quickly, I love that. It's such a thrill ride, and it's part of the reason why I like Sonic Generations and Sonic Unleashed so much. So yeah, there's that. In fact, during development, I believe the game, I don't know if it was Crash Bandicoot 1 or 2, I think probably both of them. During development, these games were known as Sonic's ass game, because I think they used Sonic the Hedgehog as a basis, and they thought to themselves, how would we do Sonic the Hedgehog if they put him in 3D? And, hey, Crash Bandicoot's basically the answer to that. I don't know how true this is, because I've read this on a forum online, but this is my own particular, what I've heard about the Crash Bandicoot development. I don't really know too much about the betas and whatnot of this game, so maybe I can look them up and fill you in on information in the next part, if I can be bothered. Well, not the next part, maybe the part after, because the next part I want to get done, like, really quickly. Like, really quickly, as quick as I can, because I got stuff to do. Granted, that won't stop me from being obnoxious with my quality testing and redoing the part like 10 times just to make sure the commentary is entertaining, because, you know, there's nothing worse than doing an LP and not enjoying your own commentary. Like, that's my golden rule for these sort of videos, you know, folks. If you, as the guy editing the video, don't enjoy the video, you did wrong, redo it, start again. That's my general golden rule. If I can watch it, anyone else can watch it. And trust me, there's a lot of times when I had to cancel videos because I couldn't watch it. I'm far from good at these videos, in my opinion, anyway. Whether you guys agree or disagree with me being good, that's up to you. As long as I'm entertaining, I'm happy. You know, my goal is to entertain on this YouTube channel and to show off games that I either love or just believe to be shown off. Anyway, this can be quite tricksy of a bonus stage if you don't know what you're doing. Just simply do what I'm doing here, follow the same route, and you should be able to do just fine. Your hardest instance will probably be trying to bounce on all the platforms and whatnot in the right way. And what my best advice to do with this is to look at the shadows. Now, one thing I love about platform games is when they have a blob shadow, kind of like what Crash Bandicoot has here. Because they give you such a good sense of, okay, I need to do this thingy, so I need to... They can give you a perfect sense of depth, to basically what I'm getting at. And even the Mario games, like Mario 3D World, have they have dynamic shadows, so like shadows are affected by sunlight and whatnot in the games, but they also have a blob underneath you, so you can tell that, oh, I know exactly where to jump next, and trust me, it helps out with a lot of platforming mechanics. Whenever you play a platformer, that doesn't have a blob shadow, my platforming skills just fall apart until I get used to it, you know. I just, like, try playing Mario 64 without a blob shadow, because I know there are people who have modded the game so you don't have the shadows in for some peculiar reason, I don't know why. And it just makes the game so difficult, you know, ladies and gentlemen. It's judging depth without a shadow. It's like drawing a straight line without a ruler. It's something that's not easy to do, you know. Anyway, by here you want to wait for a few seconds, because when you jump on these hippos, they will go down. So you need to wait for the platforms to pop on up at the right times. I found myself dying on that section more than enough times. In fact, I died quite a few times recording this. You haven't seen the deaths because editing powers. Oh god. I don't know what kind of happened there. I sort of bounced off the wood into the mine. That's not good. Gotta mind your step. Get it? Mind your step. Because, yeah, no one laughed. Hey, you in the back, you laughed. Yay, thank you for laughing. Yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying my video. But there's yet another level done and dusted. And honestly, if I were doing half-hour parts, I would be able to get one warp room done every video. The reason I'm not doing half-hour parts of this LP, folks, is because I didn't want to. Trust me, it hurts my voice to do half-hour parts all the time, and some LPs there's a time and place for half-hour parts, and some LPs I just don't think it's worth it. This is one of those LPs I don't think it's worth the half-hour parts. But anyway, jumping on the polar bear there. Say that 10 times. That's actually pretty fun to say. Polar bear there. But anyway, jumping on the polar bear there will give you a lot of extra lives, so feel free to do that. I think you can only do that once a playthrough, but don't quote me on that because I've never really tried later down the line, so it's a nice little way to gain extra lives if you're running low. Anyway, this here is a new type of mission. These are the polar bear riding missions, a new entry in Crash Bandicoot 2. They're kind of an evolution from the Warthog stages in the original Crash Bandicoot, in that they control much better than the Warthog does in the original game. And there's more of them. There are more of these stages than you expect, and they're really good fun. I love playing through these stages. However, if you're playing through these stages and trying to get the gems, it will be an absolute nightmare, because you will have to make sure you collect every box. If you miss a single box, and trust me, you need to be very twitchy with your control stick in order to collect all the boxes, then you'll need to kill yourself and try again. It is a nightmare to get gems in these stages, but I don't know, I still have a sense of victory whenever I do it, and In the odd cases where I can get the gems in one go, I just feel so proud of myself. I'm just sitting there like on my chair with my PlayStation controller in hand going, "Yeah, I just did that. Oh my god, yes." I don't know. I get a very big sense of fulfillment from beating these stages. I don't know. Anyway, be careful whenever you're near those TNT boxes, then they will always be counting down to explode when you're in this stage. And god damn it, I missed another one. Be careful, their explosions have a larger hitbox than you expect. Like, if you run into a TNT box and you're nowhere near it, you can still get killed by it, so just pay a little bit of attention. My advice is to sort of jump over the explosions whenever you see them. And also, it's nice to see the killer whales from Sonic Adventure got more jobs, you know. Sonic Adventure wasn't the killer whale's only role. If you have any idea what I'm talking about, basically in Sonic Adventure 1 in the first stage, you get chased down by this massive killer whale, and it's a pretty cool set piece. See, that's what I was talking about. I was nowhere near that explosion, and I still died. I love the animations you get with it, but trust me, it can be quite awkward. And one thing that's quite unique about this game is whenever you die more than, I think, 10, maybe 15 times in a stage, you will actually start getting masks as like a little bit of a... You know, I feel sorry for you poor Baba. Here, have a shield, have an extra hit point. And in a way, I feel insulted whenever I get the hit point, but in a way, I'm always thankful because it's usually something I can't quite get past that is causing me to die. It's always one mistake I'll make in these levels that will screw me over for the course of the entire playthrough, and it annoys me. Greatly, it annoys me. But there we go, after we bad that level, bad that level, get it? In fact, the level name is Barrett, so the level name just made the same pun I did. Well, that sort of ruins my humour a tad. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. So when we return next time, we will be completing Warp Room number 2 and gaining access to the 3rd Warp Room of the game. So thank you all for watching, people. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't be sheepish. I'll catch you all then. Bye!